Hello and most definitely welcome to Spawn TV Live. We're coming to you live from the PLP headquarters here in Monrovia, Liberia. To be precise, we are in Congo Town and we're bringing you this breaking news. I just hitting ours from Spawn TV. We got information that the uh, political leader of the People Liberation Party, PLP, Dr. Daniel E. Kasser, has been arrested in the United States of America. And right behind me, you can see right there, this is the headquarters of the PLP. That's the People Liberation Party. And I call into the information we've got right here. Dr. Kasser was arrested on the 17th of March in the United States of America. So, what are some of the charges? According to the information here, on the 17th of March, he was arrested and he was taken in at exactly 10:39 p.m. And the arresting officer came from the Clinton County Sheriff, the FOD. And then we also have here the time of him being taken up. So is actually number 830 that's Carlo Hill Road, where he was actually taken. So we stay here making sure that we give you a full detail of what is unfolding from the headquarters of the PLP here in Monrovia. And what I clearly understand and what information we got in here is the PLP officials are planning a press conference shortly. That's in the next 2 or 3 minutes. We expect them to carry on a press conference. And the information is that they are gathering information. If it is true, they are thinking about suspending the membership of the political leader, Dr. Daniel Kasser. So my name is Emmanuel Kotu, and we'll be talking right now. I'll be joined later. Okay, he's already here. My colleague is here. We have Nelson Collet. Nelson, good evening. Welcome again.
Yeah, good evening to you, Mr. Rod, and good evening to the folks out there. And this is just one of the many instances and many media coverage that we have to do, especially with these kinds of activities. And I think it's a very big one. It's a breaking one. And we are posted here to see what happens at the end of the day. And you said it right. We understand the guys are in there, the officials of the party, and they are having their own discussion, a press conference going on, and so forth. So we look forward to seeing what happens at the end of the day.
All right, so we stay looking forward to get more information as to what exactly the officials of the party are planning. But one information I've got is that Dr. Kasser, according to what we have right now, information reaching out, that he was charged for what he called, according to this charge sheet, the image search that we got, fugitive from justice. So probably there was something that he had to settle, and he ran away from it, and so it just caught up with him.
Yeah, and I was going through the Front Page Africa's publication, dated March 17, and when I read through that publication, that story on the Front Page Africa, I saw that he was being arrested for let's say there was already a charge against him for multiple building of clients. Yeah, and most of the folks are aware, and as you are aware as well, Dr. Kasser operates it's called Quayan and Associates.
Okay.
It's a mental health organization or so forth, and they have been involved with this whole thing about providing some treatment and everything to those with mental illnesses and all of that. So the speculation, or what we still try to find out, is where exactly and when exactly was this multiple building done, for which he's being charged, and all of those things. So that's another thing that is gradually getting into the picture. But again, he is being arrested, as report has it, in the U.S. And we talk about fugitive. So in our layman, when we say you fugitive, it means that you run away from justice. There's something, As I remember at some point, Henry Costa was referred to as a fugitive.
Yeah.
Yeah. You remember that?
Yeah. But the thing is that at this point, if the guys here are very serious about what we're hearing now, that they're thinking about suspending the membership of Dr. Kasser, it ring bells in my mind. He's a more financially potent guy within the PLP at the moment. Remember, there was a point when we had the former chairman of the Unity Party, Wilmer P.
Wemo
He
P,
came
yeah.
here and he made mention of the fact that the issue of a Liberian, political party being, built around a single person is a serious issue. In that people think that, oh, you know what, this is my party, and then they can just,
Yeah.
they can say whatever they want to do. So according to Wilmer P at the time, because he had disagreement with some officials of the party and he wanted the right thing to be done, he was suspended from the party. But at this point, it seems to be like there's a need for more investigation as to those who are coming up to say, hey, I want to be a political leader, or when it comes to the finances, you have to understand, you have to check their background. I'm not accusing him of anything by the point, because it's an allegation that are fugitive from justice. Probably he did not receive the charge sheet, or he did not receive any rate at the time when he came to Liberia or wherever he was traveling to, and then went back to the United States where he is allegedly arrested. So we can still understand that. But if Dr. Cassell is suspended from the PLP, what do you think will happen to the PLP?
I think it's a whole complicated situation here all by itself. We have an election law, in fact, that sets the limit on how much political parties should spend in election, how they should go about, who can contribute to a political party. The law prohibits external forces from having too many interferences with political parties and so forth. But in the midst of that, political parties in our country are struggling. In fact, they find it very difficult because, as you know, Liberia all by itself is a very tough terrain when it comes to finances and everything. So you go back a little. Mr. Cummings came with the ANC, right? ANC was around here, but then when Mr. Cummings got into the ANC, we started to see a little bit of light. ANC became more visible. Why? Because there was someone who was more like a financial backbone to that political establishment, and up to present, ANC has gained relevance in the political space of our country simply because there is someone there who is a kind of a financial backbone to that institution. So coming to the PLP, it's a difficult situation all by itself. From one end, and I have been following some of the happenings within the PLP, from one end it appears as though Dr. Cassell is that man who is very straightforward. He wants the right things to be done. He is a disciplinarian and so forth. So from that end, you see so many people, there are issues he has with them, and then before you know it, the person is either suspended or expelled from the party and so forth, like we saw with Kanswa and Wemo P and the likes of others. But when it comes to the financial aspect, I can tell you for sure, Mr. Roy, that the PLP has been sponsored, supported, financed, in whichever way you may call it, heavily by Dr. Cassell, based on the fact that he has the financial power and all of that. So such a person, removing him from the PLP, as let's say suspending him, as we are hearing, if that becomes true, if that rumor becomes true, I think it's going to mark a new beginning and maybe a struggling time for the PLP, because that means that we're not going to see, a kind of potent, visible, very strong PLP as we see now with the presence of Dr. Cassell. It's going to be a kind of a difficult one. Yeah.
All right, so keep watching us. We stay right here at the headquarters of the People Liberation Party, the PLP, where we're getting report that the political leader of the party was arrested on the 17th of March in the United States of America. And then they're also planning underway. Currently, as we speak, we have some officials of the PLP. They are preparing for a what I call a serious press briefing. This evening is we're expecting them to have started already, but we're still looking forward to hearing from them because some officials are just coming in, and we're trying to get into the building. So while we go there, my colleague and I will be talking about this issue. So let's move forward and see exactly how is the the current arrangement like when it comes to us, moving forward with the some of these things that may be coming up in the future because we are barely about 18 months away
Yeah,
from the 2023 elections, and people are saying Dr. Kasser is one of the faces that you have to reckon with in terms of how he has marketed himself in the Liberian politics.
Yeah, yeah.
He cannot rule it out. So there was some point in time people were saying, in this coming election, you will have about 4 candidates that we will be looking forward to. Talking about the ruling coalition for democratic change, Senator Barrett,
Yeah,
Dr. George Manenwia, and then we're also looking forward to seeing another person will be, the former ruling Unity Party, former Vice President Joseph Yuman Boaka, and then all right, so we have been stopped trying to confirm whether will be allowed to enter there. According to, so, like I was saying, in that particular East things, you're looking at the 4 person at this point. The George Manawia of the CDC, and then you have Joseph Yaman Bwakar, and you have Alexander Benedict Cummings, and then the 4th person will be Dr. Cassiel. So. I mean, is there a big blow? I mean, he's not guilty yet. We have not getting any information that he's guilty. He will arrested because maybe we still getting facts surrounding his arrest. Probably he ran away from arrest. So what charges were levied against him? Will he be guilty of that? It's something that we say maybe he has his lawyer that are going to be pleading his case. But will it be a big blow to the PLP?
I think it's gonna be a very big blow. Now, Mr. Ra, most times I'm around this area. All right, I'm around here most often, and the atmosphere here now, as we speak, sends a very strong message. Just before I go to the other aspect, right? The atmosphere here sends a very strong message all by itself. The PLP headquarters is not that usual lively, noisy. You see people all around the place. The atmosphere has changed. All right. So coming back to the whole situation and whether it's a big blow, I think this will be a very big blow. And take it or leave it. And this is just my opinion, though. But what I think is that if Dr. Cassell is suspended or whatever from this party, it's gonna require a whole lot. If care is not taken, this might just mark the beginning of the PLP going down the drain. Because in all of what we talk about, you talk about reaching out, mobilizing, you talk about different aspects, logistics, and all of those things. It is the finances that make those things work. It is the finances that make all of those things work. So in the absence of that, if we have somebody who has been very instrumental with respect to making sure that the agenda of the party is met, the party receives that visibility, if we have such a person being as maybe suspended or whatever, expelled or suspended or removed from the party, there's going to be a vacuum. There's going to be a huge gap that is going to take a long time for anybody to fill in, except where we have somebody who has the financial power or whatever, who can now come to the table and be able to take over from where Dr. Cassell stops. That is in the worst case scenario where he's removed from the party, except where we can have somebody coming in. But in the absence of that, this might just mark the demise of the entire party. And if that happens, that will in a way affect the entire how do you call it, the opposition bloc. All right, we saw here that the PLP almost became the first political party that will have a private helicopter that but this is serious.
From the Koyan, how do you pronounce
Koyan and
okay,
Associates.
Koyan and Associates.
Yeah.
Led by the political leader, Mr. Dr. Daniel Cassell.
Yeah.
But we stay right here. We are let me bring in Aaron Kumban, who is also a part of this broadcast. Come on. You can come. We have Aaron, who is always in there. Aaron, you have been in the the headquarters. What are you hearing from that side?
Indeed, as you've been reporting, the PLP is about to have a press conference surrounding this entire report that that is coming in. I just spoke with the guy who is coordinating the press in there, and he confirmed that in a moment from now the press conference is going to be starting. But we've noticed some level of security restrictions as it relates to those who are coming in and going out. I think they want to do some adjustment, but I just think that from the fact that we see these guys coming together trying to have a press conference, there is a little believability within this entire report that is coming in.
All
And
right, so but let me just hold you there with the issue of what are you hearing? I mean, who are those that you're seeing in there that I know the leaders of the party? You care to name some of them?
one of the notable persons I saw in there is the vice chair for operations, Alfonso Benda. He's in there, and I was told that the chairman of the party is also somewhere around, in the headquarters of the political party. And so, any moment from now, they're going to be starting this press conference. But the place is not packed, and you can see the facial expression on the faces of those guys who are seated around the table because they are having an open air meeting. According to what we were told when we arrived there, they said they were about to have an executive committee meeting before they can address the press, and the meeting is actually being done how you call it, in an open air. But another thing I've noticed, it is not going through a parliamentary proceeding where you have maybe the chairman presiding. I noticed they just having the regular lecture or chit chat. That's what's going on, and so we cannot confirm as to whether the meeting has started. But we were told by the guy who is coordinating the press here that the press conference will start in a moment from now.
Okay, so but you say you're talking about facial expressions. The guy who is conducting this, have you asked him as to what are some of the things that they will be discussing?
The guys who are conducting, the guy who is conducting the press conference has not been able to tell us, anything. When I asked him, I just asked him like, what are the reason we were invited for, whether we're on course. He said yes, but I'm going to ask the guys again to know whether the press conference will start any moment from now. And so he has not been able to give us any information concerning the press conference or whether when the press conference will start. But he just any moment from now the press conference is going to start. So it's just something that is confusing a lot of people in there who will be wishing to to see or to hear from the PLP officials as to when the press conference is going to start, because it's a big news out there. A lot of people are looking out, listening to their radio, watching their television to hear exactly what the PLP is going to say. And I can see some of the journalists are exiting the compound.
Yeah, so I think we could just try to speak to some of those guys who are from the other media institution. So we just see we can talk to. I mean, Grace, please come to us, please. Bill, can we talk to you, please, Bill? Okay, so we can have our colleague. Come closer, please, Bill. Come, please. How are you, Cholople? I see you guys are walking out of the building. What's going on?
Yes, so the communications officer just told that the press conference has been suspended. Will be done tomorrow morning at 8. Yes, so without any good reason, it's just.
When you say without any good reason, what exactly he told you?
Like for me, I tried to ask him why not today. Why today? Not today. He said no. We just have to suspend it. But we will have you informed. You guys have to go home and get back tomorrow at 8 a.m. That's all he was able to tell us. So and that's how you just see us walk out. And I mean, without any. Genuine reason of us getting out at this time, because if you look at the time now, the time is after 9.
All right, so we see Obadiah is one of those from the Front Page Africa. Obadiah, you've been following this particular issue of you reported earlier on about what is unfolding with the political leader of the PLP. Any update from what you just reported?
Well, thank you very much. As we speak, the report stands as it is. The governing policy council of the general policy council of the People's Liberation Party were to meet early this evening, but however that didn't materialize. Perhaps there are still some sticky issues. But the GPC of the People's Liberation Party, they have actually resolved to address the report of the reported arrest of the standard bearer of the People's Liberation Party on tomorrow. So we're anticipating the party to officially respond
All right, thank you
to
so
the
much.
arrest.
Thank you so much. So it's my colleague Obadiah there from the Front Page Africa. Well, folks, this is how we'd like to draw down the curtains of this particular report, and we're looking forward to hearing from everybody that is considered to be a stakeholders when it comes to the issue of the People Liberation Party. But before we go, let me speak to my colleague. Yeah, the issue of postponing the whole press conference. Probably they did not make a quorum.
Oh yeah, yeah. That could be another reason why the press conference has been postponed. The quorum is one aspect, and again, usually on these kinds of critical issues, the executive committee or whatever the leadership structure is, I believe that they want to be a little more careful as to the information they're releasing to the
But
public.
somebody would say that since the 17th, I mean, today is the 20th, right?
Yeah. Today's the
17th, taking
23rd.
about almost a week.
Yeah, almost a week, and maybe they're trying to buy time, but there's no way that this information can be sealed up or whatever is already out in the public. So I think the best they can do is to just see how best they can, come out, tell the public what they need to know, and I heard someone say. This is just the first arrest. There are more arrests coming. I don't know the point from which the president was speaking. Maybe they are talking about the whole sanction thing and all of the things that have been discussed around here. But I think that they want to take up more time to see what they can do. But yes, this is a big blow. And again, Mr. Roy, it's a critical decision, I understand, for them. Because if you sit and do nothing about this, considering the fact that you've been taking actions against other people who have been in the party for so many reasons, and if you sat and didn't take any action, now is in the case of Dr. Cassell, others will say, oh, okay, look at them, they're doing so. Now, if you suspended the man, and you're also looking at the financial implication and everything, so they're caught between the scissors.
All right.
As I said, they almost became the first party to have a private helicopter.
All right, so this is how I would like to wrap it up. Keep following Spawn TV Live. We'll bring you more update tomorrow from 8 o'clock a.m. We'll be running this story to make sure that we get the actual information from the stakeholders of the PLP. My name is Emmanuel Kotu, and I've been here along with the entire team, Nelson Collet and Joseph Soko Jr. We have Francis T. Kwa and, of course, Aaron Kuban. And I can say, my own friend and brother, I always like to forget this in Chorople. I also making sure that we have Sylvester Chorople is being here, making sure that we have all of the right information to keep watching Spoon TV Live.